Hello and welcome to my channel. Now in this video we're going to get some of the features working. Okay, the first one we're going to get working is the strict button. We want it so that when it's on, it would reset the count back to 0 and then start the note over again. Now how we can do this is we can create a function that does a smart clear, and I'll copy and paste it in and show you what it does. Okay, what it does, it saves the property of state into this variable. Then it switches it off and then it switches it back on, and then it sets the state back to the variable, because obviously if we set that to that and then we switch it off and switch it back on, that will change, and we don't want that to change. So that's what that does. So I create that variable first, and then we have to add a line somewhere, and the best place to have it is here. So all we have to do is call a reset. So what we want it so that if that button is strict and the answer is not correct, then it should do a reset. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste that in, so it's just like this. If this state is strict and answer is not correct, then it will call that function, and that function will do a reset, and then it will carry on with the game. Okay, let's test that out. We click start. And I'm going to leave it here now. And it's going to just be that infinite loop. Now I'm going to press the strict button. Can you see how it resets itself? I assume that it's done red twice because it's just random. You see that? Just turn the volume down. So we can see that it's working. So if I take the strict button off, it's not resetting anymore. So I'll switch it off now. So that's the strict button fixed. Now the next thing we have to do is, when we click the start button, that should do a reset of the game and set it back again. This could be achieved by switching it off and switching it back on. Okay? Now I'm going to change this function here. I need to just copy the right place. So it's going to be this. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put it underneath. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to get this. I'm going to change that to a not. And I'm going to do return. Because what it is, it's better to do it this way. Both of them do exactly the same thing. However, it's cleaner to do it this way, so I'll do it this way. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Then what I have to do is, if I just said, do a smart clear So if I just put it here, this dot okay, that should be enough. Because what's going to happen is we switch the game on. Okay. The only button we've got is the streak button. That can be on or off. That can be on or off. And we haven't got any other buttons. We've got this one here as well. So if we switch it off, switch it back on, that should be back on. And it's just a case of remembering the state of this button here. So it's similar to the other case. Okay, so when we press that button, it calls the init function. It clears it does this, prevents default. We stops it being submitted. It does this, and then it should call a reset, and then it should start, and it shouldn't make any difference. Now let's see what happens in practice. As you can see, it didn't work. Okay, now this is something that this is to do with React, and a lot of people are complaining about React and saying they're not going to use set state because what it is, the reason that didn't work is set state is asynchronous. So actually, when we done turn on and off, it probably didn't. It didn't do what it's supposed to do. And it's hard for me to explain. But let me show you. Let me show you something here. It's hard to explain because it done it once, and yet in a different circumstance, we tell it to do the same thing. It doesn't do it. Now let's find the smart clear function. What does it do? It does that. It toggles power twice. So let's see what that does. Toggle powered on and toggle powered off. So what it does is it runs this where it sets the state here, then it sets the state again here. Okay, and it's that what is causing the problem. Somehow it's so what happens is we toggle it, it's on, we toggle it, and it should set all of these to the defaults. And then when we switch it on, it should be just like we switched on. And then it should set the strict button. However, for some reason it doesn't do it. Now I'll show you an example. If I go to this render function and I put so let's see how much times it should render. When I switch it on, that should be one render. I mean, that should be let's see what happens. Toggle. When we switch it on, what does it do? First thing it goes to is this toggle powered. That sets the state here. That's one render. Then it does either one of these, off or on. I was going to do on. And that sets the state again. So that means that render should come twice, but when we switch it on, it's only rendered once. So unfortunately for us, the render has got a mind of its own. So even though nothing's wrong with our coding, because we didn't because we didn't factor in what render does, we got an unexpected result, which isn't good. Now there is a number of ways around this. Like this function takes a callback. You could put a callback in it. Also, some people, what they do is they don't use set state. There's some libraries around where that means you can replace set state with a version that's synchronous. That's not async. Okay, that's an option you can have. Replace it. But in this example, we're just gonna what we're gonna do. We're gonna trick it. So I'm gonna create another timeout variable, and it's gonna do nearly the same thing. Okay, and I'll show when you're gonna see that it's doing nearly the same thing. It's gonna save strict. It's gonna toggle paradigm. It's gonna switch it off, and then instead of switching it on, it's gonna manually set the sound, and it's gonna manually set these variables. Okay, so it's doing nearly the same thing, but because we're tricking, what's its name? Because we're tricking it, then it should work. Now let me see it work. Let me see if it works. Oops. All I have to do is change that to Smart Clear 2. Let's see if it works. No, I just want to reset now. I don't want to play that game anymore. Can you say it works? Let me just reset. Now I'm going to see if I can break it. Let me just reset it up lots of times. And then stop. Okay, it didn't break. So, for I don't know why, some reason, I'm doing nearly the same thing and it works. Yeah, when I do it the other way, it doesn't work. So what it is, you have to be careful when you use it in React. Like even, I'll show you something else that you have to be careful of. Well, you have to test things. You have to test things out to see how they act. Well, this is what you have to be careful of as well. One sec. For instance, something like this. I'm getting the state and I'm setting it, so I'm relying on the state to set it. Now in this situation, I'm clicking a button and the button does this, so it relies on my click. Now if I was doing something that was, for instance, something was electronically doing, like for instance, say if I was setting states like this, I was setting something else to something. Because I'm doing them so quickly, that's when you're gonna get problems. Like in that case, when I do the smart clear, I'm setting state after state. I'm setting it twice, and because I'm doing it like this and it's happening so quickly, React does its own thing, and React may decide not to render. It may decide not to set the state. So when you rely on the state value, it is wrong. So you just have to be careful when you're using React. And you can either use the other library and not use set states, which is what some people do, or you could use callbacks, or you can use other methods that will make it safer. Okay. Now this is the end of this video. Not in the not gonna end it yet. I'm gonna talk about the next video. The next video we're gonna we're going to do some troubleshooting. Not troubleshooting. We're going to look for errors, like look in the console, see if there's any errors that happen when we play the game. And then after that, the next video is we're gonna just sort of see what else we have to do. Anyway, thanks for listening to the video. Bye.